Manicus Maximus, I have not even started to stream yet, and you're telling me to stop molding! Get the fuck out of here for another 10 minutes! See, now I've scared Star! Son of a bitch! Fuck!
Hunter must hunt.
So angry all the time.
A hunter must hunt.
10 months.
Quickster, the malding was very, very warranted. People are telling me not to mald before I'm even on camera.
What are you doing, step bro?
Insomnia EU, I'm trying to get ready for the stream. Your mom kept me very busy. So I'm trying to get ready in the last few minutes before we start. Okay. I think this is the rarest of times. Things look good right off the bat. When you raise and lower the desk, you're never quite sure if if the camera frame is going to be quite what you want. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to another esteemed, another spectacular, splendid Newbie Tuesday, wherein we're going to be taking on some Proving Grounds machines and discussing the most important things to learn early on in your hacking career. Okay? Early on in your exploration of exploitation, we could say. Mr. Streamer has a no shave streak. I know. I'm overdue for shaving. I am quite overdue. What's that face mullet? Hell is right. I just have I just have not shaved in a while. Listen, we're all gonna take a deep breath. We're gonna get through it, okay? Relax. Primal MK, thanks for the 5 months. So angry all the time. I liked what the person said in chat. Not angry, passionate. I am passionate about people telling me not to stop malding, or about people telling me to stop malding when I'm not even on the stream yet. Turco with the 10 months. Welcome to the All Has Red. Welcome back to the All Has Red team, Turco. Thanks so much for supporting the stream for 10 long months. Passionate about tentacle. Indeed. Indeed. Quite passionate about tentacles. What's the quick path to making money? Avoiding anyone who ever talks about cryptocurrency. That's number one. It's not really a path. It's more like you're already on the path and there's a lot of divergences that you really don't want to take. You look really mature, Mr. Streamer. That wannabe beard is Riley Reid into beards. I have no idea. You're not into those overpriced JPEGs? They're not selling they're not JPEGs. They're receipts for JPEG. It's as if you bought a JPEG at Target, and then someone else bought the receipt off of you. That's an NFT. You're not even buying the JPEG. You're buying a receipt for the JPEG. I'm not joking. That is what it is. Like, and it's not. The receipt doesn't just entitle you to the JPEG. Is the thing. The JPEG is only like a visual representation of the receipt. It's more like an access pass. That's how they're being billed. You like they've been billed as kind of access passes. That's all. Like where you can have access to an exclusive hangout room on Decentraland, or you can get access to an exclusive video game they're definitely going to make and definitely not going to not make. It's just people. They only exist to get people to spend cryptocurrency and buy into cryptocurrency. That's it. That's their only function. Anyone read the book How to Hack Like a Porn Star? I don't know, but if I did write a hacking book, that's what it would be about. That's what it would be called. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write that title down. That'll be eye-catching. That'll get the people in the Barnes & Noble to buy my fucking book. Alrighty. What mayhem awaits us today? Has been starting on time for the stream lately. What madness is this? I'm doing my best, my man. I'm doing my best to get started at an appropriate time. Because I'm just so excited to see you guys. I'm so excited to be told to stop molding when I'm not even on the stream yet. Finished my CRTP course today, doing the exam after 2 days. Any tips for the exam? I haven't taken CRTP. I will just say be really good at reading Bloodhound output. Like Active Directory is a lot of Power View and Bloodhound output, and be good at spying the little pieces of the Bloodhound output that are important. That's that's what I would recommend. Alrighty. Maticus Maximus, you already told me to stop molding, and then you refunded yourself as if you somehow did not get your money's worth before. As if I didn't get my money's worth with your mom last night. Because I didn't. Dude, why are you yelling? That's because people are
Flex
okay.
left L4 Z Punk flex right.
The people in chat who don't understand the joke. It's okay. It's all right. It's fine. Tigger with the 5 months re-indoctrination into the cult. Welcome back to the All Has Red Team, my friend. But BO5K0, thank you for the follow. Cthulhu fucking to you, my friend. I'm ready to fucking pass this OSCP exam. I know you're ready, Mr. Robot. I send you my energy. Send Mr. Robot your energy, chat. My eardrums are more sore than Riley Reed's. What the hell does that even mean? Why are Riley Reed's eardrums sore? I mean, I understand those are 2 more holes, but how are... She's into... Okay, I get that it's... Okay, it's weird. All right, we're not going down. Listen, whatever you look at in your own time, whatever degeneracy you're into in your own time, I'm not going to... I'm not going to kink shame, okay? Even though I just did by calling it degeneracy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's just get started. Let's just hop in. What are we waiting for? Let's just bop right into this. Let's just get in. Let me get logged in to Proving Grounds. More hacking time is always good. Authentication error. Did it work that time? It worked that time. They try to play this video every single time I come in here. Thank you. I'm good. I'm good, OffSec. I'm good. It sounds like they're about to play me a goddamn infomercial. All right, let's go over here. What's on the menu today? We're doing Proving Grounds. Proving Grounds. Any of these boxes, because these are the ones I've done. If it doesn't have a black bar next to it, that means I haven't done it. I'm going to open it up to any of these, except for the Dawn ones. The Dawn ones are buffer overflows. Not good for Newbie Tuesday. Not good for Newbie Tuesday. If you are a newbie and you do want to get into buffer overflows, check out my YouTube video on the subject. I've done Cybersploit, I believe. That one had, like, if I remember, the guy was, like, shilling his YouTube channel on it. I've done Cybersploit. Oh, let's start Stream Raiders. I almost forgot. Thanks for reminding me. Because it's probably going to have to update. Stupid thing always has to fucking update. You see this story from yesterday? Let's find out how cringe. What are we talking about? China thrilled it captured already leaked NSA cyber weapon. Claims it has obtained malware used by the NSA to steal files, monitor, and redirect. Okay. NoPin is built to commandeer selected Unix and Linux systems. NoPin was among the files publicly leaked in 2016. So they're only 6 years after the fact. They're only 6 years late on getting access to this. Remote access Trojan for Unix flavored systems. Yeah. So pretty cringe. Pretty cringe. Anyone else lost audio? I think it's just you, my man. I think it's just you. Is anyone else having audio issues? You might want to unmute it. All right, let's get started. Let's pick a box, okay? I'm feeling saucy today. I want to hop in. I don't want to sit here and talk with chat. Well, we're gonna talk with chat the whole time, but we're gonna start a box. Let's start off with an easy one, just to get warmed up. Lampio sounds fine. Gaara. Sar. Just picking from the easy boxes. Fun box, easy and numb. Inclusiveness. There you go. Get your votes in. I edited the bash RC file adding neofetch, but it's still not appearing in the start terminal. How do you set upon starting terminal? You might have to close the terminal completely and restart it again. If that doesn't work, you're probably using ZSH. Yeah, make sure bash is the shell. The default shell in Kali is ZSH. So if you're using the default, if you're in Kali and using the default settings, your shell is probably ZSH, which means you want to modify ZSH RC. Either that or you want to set bash as your default shell. Either one of those is fine. Either one of those will work. If you close the terminal and reopen it and it's still not working, you're probably not using the correct shell. Hexy with the 8 months. Island Hugger with the 6, and Shoto Jameson with the follow. Welcome to the All Has Red team, Island Hugger and Hexy. Shoto Jameson, welcome to this blessed hall of cephalopod enthusiasts. It's good to have you in the squad. What's the difference between offensive security and Hack the Box? Well, offensive security is offers professional certifications and stuff as their primary offering, professional education. Hack the Box is like a competitive CTF hacking platform. Offensive security does have proving grounds, which is kind of Hack the Box like, but it's not really competitive like Hack the Box is trying to be. So I hope Gaara is some kind of weird weeb box. What do you mean some kind of weird weeb box? What would it be? Are you hoping for like some Sword Art Online, some waifus? Are you hoping there are going to be waifus in there? And as is tradition, we've tied up the poll. So we're going to do Gaara because I'm just going to pick one. Oh, I have to set up the connection. Alrighty, so welcome to Kali. Let's make this a little bit bigger for you guys. Okay, welcome to Kali Linux. This is my stream Kali Proving Grounds Gaara. Okay. This is a virtual machine that's running inside of my through VirtualBox on my Kali machine, or on my host machine, which is Windows. Are you standing up right now? Yes, I always stand up when I stream. And there is all you're seeing is my desktop. I haven't actually opened anything, so we're gonna open this up. We open up the terminal. Let's make a new tab. Oh, that was the wrong. It's Control-Shift-T. There we go. And don't be alarmed just yet. No hacking happening just yet. Sudo OpenVPN. We're just going to start. In order to access the Proving Grounds machines, we do need to be connected to their VPN. So we're just going to connect to the VPN using the VPN file that you can download from Proving Grounds once you make an account. This is for free, by the way. This is Proving Grounds Play. And this is a lot of output that I'm sure is intimidating, but all you're really looking for is this initialization sequence completed. That is all. That means that the VPN is on. And if we use ifconfig, we can see that there's a new network interface called TUN0, standing for Tunnel 0, and that we have the IP address of 192.168.49.153. Okay. Are you using hash? I'm using ZSH. This is ZSH. What the fuck, VirtualBox 1.2? This is not I think this is the most recent version of VirtualBox. It's definitely not VirtualBox 1.2. How are you? No time no see. Fubenizer, good to see you back in chat. It's good to have you. So let's CD into my Proving Grounds directory. Let's mkdir Gaara to stay organized. I like to have a separate folder for every box that we do. And now we're going to start tmux, which is a terminal multiplexer. TechS Gaara. And you see we have this nice green bar down at the bottom. All this means is that we can now split them. We can split it in half. We can make a new window. We can delete that window. We can split it in half this way. We have more options with our terminal here in tmux. So this is how I prefer to work. Okay. And let's go ahead and start the box now. We're gonna come over here. We go to Gaara, which is right here, and we click on this little play button. And it will start the box. The box is spinning up. They're spinning up a virtual machine for us. Through VirtualBox, my copy can't track command line if I'm hacking some machine. What do you mean by... I mean, if you're using it on a company machine, then probably no. Probably no. But if you're using it on a company machine, you shouldn't... Don't do hacking on a... unless it's for your company. I would recommend you do not use company hardware to do your cyber security dabblings. Can I use my GPU for hash cracking if I have Ubuntu installed? Yes. You just need to make sure you install the correct drivers. But yes, just a guy. You can use your graphics cards on Ubuntu. Graphics cards are not some kind of foreign entity to Ubuntu. They know what graphics cards are.
A hunter must hunt.
Fro Pops with the 6 months prime re-indoctrination into the cult. Welcome back to the All Has Red team. So we're just waiting a few minutes for the box to get started, and then we'll get started with the hacking. I like to give it just a few minutes to make sure that our first Nmap scan is accurate. Al attributed my mom last night. She was traumatized by his scraggly beard. Oh my god, it's not scraggly. I just look like my dad is all. Did you know that Hashcat now auto-detects the hash? That is fucking next level. Yeah, it's next level in the sense that John the Ripper was doing it before Hashcat even existed. So, I don't know what you mean by next level. If next level is like literally catching up with the technology that already existed, like before Hashcat even did, then yeah, sure. Hashcat is next fucking level, for sure. That being said, Hashcat is faster. Unless you use Jumbo John. Jumbo John is GPU enabled, but Hashcat is by default. I still like Hashcat better. Hashcat is... I use Hashcat for work. But the problem is I don't use it on stream. People ask this a lot. Why don't I use Hashcat? I do use Hashcat for work, but the problem is that Hashcat does not like... I have Hashcat... Using Hashcat and Kali kind of defeats the purpose because this Kali virtual machine can't access my graphics cards. It's not in a hypervisor. Or it's in a Type 2 hypervisor, I should say. So it can't access my graphics cards anyway. And if I use Kali, the Hashcat that's installed on my Windows machine, it doesn't tend to play nice with my streaming software. So it has crashed. It has crashed the stream on like at least 2 or 3 occasions. What are your working hours? I have pretty flexible hours as long as I'm around for meetings. Sometimes I work super late into the night. Sometimes I finish early. As long as I'm around for meetings, that's really my only hard working hours. Which is better, Hashcat rules or John rules? I just use the same rule for both, which is... Like, I use one rule to rule them all. I like Hashcat's dive rule set. The dive rule set is really good. Yeah.
A hunter must hunt.
Stay blazing. Stay blazing with the 9-month prime re-indoctrination. Stay blazing. What are we naming this blessed baby that we have had together? What are we naming it? It's obviously a boy. I mean, obviously. Is it going to be Chad or Thad? I think I like the Thad. Applies new M1 Ultra is going to make Hashcat run like on steroids. 20-core GPU for a laptop is insane. Yeah, but the cooling is going to be terrible. Like, the cooling is going to be miserable. Like, Apple... Here's Apple's, like, role... Apple's goal is to make every single laptop thinner than the one that came before it. Which, as I understand it, literally nobody wants. Okay, here's my hot take on laptops. Nobody fucking wants their laptop to be thinner at the expense of all the things that people want about laptops. I want a fucking battery that lasts longer than the sun. I want some good fucking cooling in there, some goddamn airflow. Through the chassis so that it doesn't overheat and burn my fucking legs. I want the best fucking screen that's possible. I want an actual beefy boy graphics card. Like, stop just making it thinner and start increasing its capabilities, please. Like, am I wrong? Am I crazy? Am I, like, taking fucking crazy pills when I feel like I'm the only one that doesn't want a laptop as thin as a piece of paper if its battery lasts, like, 3 nanoseconds? And it cools itself like ass? Like, the MacBook Pro model a couple of years ago had an i9 processor. Now they have the M1s, which is obviously better. But a couple of years ago, I remember they had i9 processors. And the old model with the i7 clocked faster. The older model of the MacBook 10 or of the MacBook Pro with the i7 clocked faster than the new model with the i9 because the thermals were fucking terrible. The thing overheated like immediately and started thermally throttling itself. Like, so it literally was slower than the i9. This is, I mean, just fucking make it, just fucking stop making it thinner and start making them more capable. You're wrong in just wanting a laptop. I don't actually own a laptop, Hexit. To be clear, I don't actually own a laptop. I get laptops for work. My work sends me laptops, and those are the only laptops I own. I don't actually own a laptop. What is your methodology when doing web testing, learning on ASVS? Well, we'll probably do a little bit of web testing today. Let's get started with this box, by the way. So, Gaara is up and running. Here's our IP address. So we're gonna start off the way we always do, just by pinging it and confirming connectivity. We can reach the machine because we're getting ping replies here. And what we're noting here is that the time to live is in fact 63. Which is one less than 64, which indicates that this is a Linux machine. It's a subtle little thing, but this is something I really push on stream, that you should understand the output of the tools that you're using. If there's any aspect of your tools as output that you just don't understand or can't really comprehend, you should probably Google and find out what that is. That's one of those things I wanted to talk about today, like what are the most important things to learn when you're just starting out in hacking. Can you go over that in a little bit? Sure. Perfidious reprobate. So, the time to live field. When you send an ICMP packet, which is what this is, these are ICMP packets. It's common, by the way, this is a common interview kind of gotcha question. They'll ask you what TCP port ping goes to. It's a trick question, okay? Ping doesn't even use TCP. Ping uses a completely different protocol called ICMP. Not ICUP, you degenerates. ICMP. So that's a common gotcha question, so watch out for that. In an ICMP packet, you have a time to live field. The time to live field is basically a lifespan of the packet. It's how many routers the packet's allowed to pass. Every time the packet crosses a router, which is a layer 3 device on the OSI model, the time to live is decremented by 1. And if the time to live reaches 0, the packet is dropped. If a packet comes in that has a time to live of 0, it is dropped. So, what that does is it keeps packets from just kind of bouncing around infinitely, getting stuck in routing loops and clogging up a network. Why is that relevant to us? Well, different platforms by default will set the time to live at different values. So Linux sets it by default at 64. So when the reply leaves the machine, it gets set to 60. It's set to 64. It crosses a router, gets reduced by 1 to 63, and then reaches us. So that's why it's 63. Windows sets it at 128 by default. You can change this, obviously, but very few people actually do. So if you get a time to live in the over 100, chances are you're dealing with a Windows machine. And if it's more than 128, you're probably dealing with a Cisco device, because Cisco devices will set it at 256. So who processes the ICMP packets? The network stack of the OS. But basically routers are routing them. I don't know what you mean by processing them. Basically what happens when you ping is that a box sends out a ping packet and then waits for a reply. And if a box receives a ping packet, if it's configured as such, it will reply with a reply packet back to the same machine. It's basically a tool it's just used to confirm network connectivity, essentially. Had a Solaris box with a time to live at 255? Yeah, that'll happen. Some people will change the time to live, but it's rarer. I don't know if Solaris sets it differently than Linux. By default, I mean. What are you doing? Okay, you get over here! Hey! Okay, sorry, I just had to, Star was being weird, so I decided to just freak her out there. Currently doing the Try Hack Me pre-security module. Do you have any advice where to take it from there, like a path for getting into the field? Honestly, if you just keep doing Try Hack Me, that's a good way to start. It's a good way to just keep doing harder and harder Try Hack Me challenges. I'm serious. And eventually branch over to do Hack the Box Starting Point and Offensive Security Proving Grounds, and then you can start thinking about getting some of those certifications. That's what I'd recommend. Alrighty, so we've started with our nice little ping here. Let's go ahead and start off, as we frequently, let's continue our enumeration with our port scan. So we're going to use a tool called Nmap, which means Network Mapper. And what it's going to do is scan the TCP ports of the target. It can also scan UDP ports, but by default it will scan TCP ports. Those are the ports you're typically more interested in. It's not that UDP is not interesting. It's just that it's it's unreliable. Scanning UDP is unreliable because of how UDP works, and the ports there tend to be less interesting. Zanley Andre says, "Hey man, I hope you remember me from 2 days ago. The first recent past in 6 hours post on the OSCP sub is mine." Splendid, my man. Wow. Fucking cooked that thing. 6 hours. That was faster than I did it back in the day. I was passing, when I took my OSCP exam, I was passing, let's see. I started at, I think, noon. And I was passing by 10 p.m. I didn't have all the points yet, but I was passing by 10 p.m. So I guess about 10 hours. So you cooked me. Nice. I started with Try Hack Me in the stream stack, Security Plus. Been working now as an analyst for 6 months. Just interviewed for... Yeah, we've had a lot of people in the community get their first security jobs just from doing Try Hack Me and watching the stream and participating in the community. I'm not joking about that. Footpicks for Sale, another streamer, was in healthcare and just started watching my stream and watching other InfoSec streamers and doing Try Hack Me, and now she's a blue teamer. She has a full-on job. In like less than a year, she was a blue teamer. It's absolutely possible for you. I feel weak now, super weak. My exam is next month. Fubenizer, welcome to the club, okay? Listen, Fubenizer. I'm gonna even go to Just Face so you can see. Okay? Listen, look me in the eye, Fubenizer. I'm looking at you. I see you through this camera. I understand you. And by see you, I don't mean I'm literally I don't mean I've fucking cracked the mainframe and I've hacked into your webcam and I can physically see you right now. No, I mean, I see your soul. I understand you, my friend. Okay? You're gonna feel weak a lot.
At Al4ZR3D, when it comes to AV evasion and modifying C2 frameworks, are there any resources you would recommend? Books, courses, labs, and so on.
Okay, let me answer that in just a second. Let me talk to Fubinizer really quickly. Even years upon years after OSCP, you're still gonna feel weak. That's the imposter syndrome, my dude. You've got the imposter syndrome. I feel it too. I have really bad imposter syndrome. And I know all of you are like, oh my god, Al, how can you possibly have imposter syndrome? You're the best I've ever seen in anything, ever. Well, it turns out that I don't feel that way. And that is absolutely rampant in this field. I cannot emphasize enough how much everyone around you is dealing with imposter syndrome at some level or another. Every single person, I guarantee you, is dealing with imposter syndrome in one way or another, okay? I promise you. You need to you just learn to deal with that. You're always going to feel inadequate. You're just going to have to learn how to deal with it and go to bed every night knowing a little bit more than you did the day before. That's why I keep reiterating that. All that's important is going to bed each and every night being a little bit better, being a little bit smarter, a little bit more knowledgeable than the day before. That's it. Okay? Focus on that. Make sure you're taking your time away from hacking to do other stuff. I promise you're not as weak as you think you are. But again, you just need to manage those feelings. That's all I'm trying to get to. Okay. So we've done a basic Nmap scan. So another one of those most important things, like if you're asking, Al, I'm just getting started in my cyber journey, what should I devote my time to learning in particular? If you want a specific tool, I would say Nmap. Nmap has so much capability now. Make sure you know how to use Nmap scripts. Make sure you know what all the switches do. Make sure you know how to use Nmap properly. Nmap is one of your most important tools, and it's going to be you're going to use it throughout your career. It's very flexible, and it can even scan for vulnerabilities. It even has like a rudimentary vulnerability scanner. So we can actually, as you can see, it's detected that port 22 and port 80 are open. It only scans the top 1,000 ports by default, but we do see that port 22 and 80 are both open. By top 1,000 ports, I don't mean port 1 to 1,000. I mean the most common 1,000 ports.
Done and pasted Ellen Egypt and Ipt. Currently chasing Isp and still feel like a smooth brain.
Everyone's a smooth brain.
At Al4ZR3D, don't forget about the AV evasion and thank you for your stream.
Sure. So, with you need to become familiar with how AV evasion is done. Typically, when we talk about AV evasion, we're typically talking about signature-based antivirus, okay? In the case of signature-based antivirus, all you're trying to do is remove malicious signatures from your executables. Removing telltale signatures away from your executables. So you want to use a tool like Defender Check or Threat Check, which will find the signature, or at least where the signature is located in your executable, and then you go into the source code of the executable and you rework it so that you find where that signature is being produced, and you rework things so it no longer is there. And then you scan it again, and you see if there are any more signatures. If there are, you repeat the process until there are no more signatures that are getting detected. And keep in mind that all AV and endpoint protection will detect things differently. They all work differently. They all detect things a little differently. Ideally, you'll have a internal lab where you'll be able to test things against a particular brand of AV that you're up against. The most common that you're going to see is Windows Defender. You see that one fairly commonly. But after a while, Windows Defender really doesn't pose a problem to you. Not because it's not good, which it is. It'll defend you against 90% of the stuff that's out there. It's pretty good. As far as signature-based AV goes, Windows Defender is pretty good. That being said, it's still bound by the limitations of signature-based AV. The most common way that I can find to bypass signature-based AV is to just encrypt your entire payload. Just encrypt the whole thing. Use a custom tool to encrypt the whole thing, so that the encryptor stub doesn't get caught as a signature itself, and then decrypt it at runtime and execute it. That's what my tool Reanimator, which I showed off on Sunday, does. It encrypts the shellcode with a dynamic key, and then decrypts it at runtime. Do you know how I can achieve the same terminal and prompt format? Well, this is like most of this is just the default in Kali now. I added this date field just because I think it looks nice. And I also have NeoFetch, which is this business. This is all NeoFetch. So, pretty simple stuff. I don't really customize my terminal all that much. So, we notice that Nmap is telling us that port 22 and port 80 are both open. 22 is marked as SSH, and 80 is marked as HTTP. Nmap doesn't actually know. It's only guessing what the service is based on what service most commonly runs at that port. Okay? If you want Nmap to do service detection, you have to add tech SV. And if we want it to go a little bit quicker, we know that only 2 of the most common ports are open, so we can just have it scan only 22 and 80 with the TAC P switch. So let's do that. Oreo Bite, you're not a smooth brain. Thank you for the biddies, though, the 200 Tigol biddies. You're not a smooth brain, but oftentimes you're going to feel like it. A lot of times I feel like a smooth brain. I felt like it last week. Cyber Reason was kicking my ass. The reason, not last week, it was like 3 weeks ago now. The reason Reanimator exists is because Cyber Reason was kicking my fucking ass, and I needed something that was going to bypass the sandbox evasion. Or that was going to bypass their sandbox. And so I started working on a tool in NIM that would bypass the sandbox. And then it just led into what I now call Reanimator, which is a tool I showed off on Sunday. It is a private tool that only I am using right now. Eventually I will release it when I feel like it's robust enough. It's not quite there yet, I don't think. I'd like to add some more sandbox evasion features. Bitshifter, thanks for the follow. Lifer, love it, live it. Lifer, love it, live it. Mikkel, Bist V, and A Fallen Hope. Thank you for the follows. Cthulhu Fountain to all of you. Named after the 1985 movie? No, it's named after Herbert West Reanimator, which is one of Lovecraft's earliest stories. And also one of its most racist. But listen, okay? Listen, that was the only thing I could find in Lovecraft's repertoire that had Nim in it. It's Reanimator with a capital N because it's written in Nim. And it uses Nim as its compilation. Okay, so we see that now with the TAC SV option, Nmap gives us some more information. It says we're dealing with an OpenSSH 7.9p1 Debian platform version of OpenSSH. And we see that we're dealing with Apache HTTPD 2.4.38 on Debian. So the first things we can do is we can Google those to see if there's anything interesting about those. Your Kali looks so nice. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. Alrighty. So let's Google... Let's Google this, and we can Google it with Debian. OpenSSH is usually not vulnerable to things. We can find out what version of Debian has this installed. By default, 7.9p1. It looks like we're dealing with with Buster. Debian's Buster release. We can also check Apache as well. Did it not copy? Debian. Okay. 2.4.38. Buster. So we don't know for sure that this is Debian's Buster release, but we can guess that since both of these pieces of software are both from the Buster release, we can make an educated guess that it's probably Buster, scientifically. So we want to make sure we scan all the TCP ports, because remember, there are 65,535 TCP ports. So if we add the TAC PTAC, that's going to tell it to scan all ports. That is going to take some time. So we'll get started with that. Actually, let's do it with the TAC V option as well, which stands for verbose. That means Nmap is going to produce a lot more verbose output. Usually it would only show us the open ports when it finishes, but now it'll show us the open ports as it finds them. I've been having a hell of a time pivoting into pen testing, red teaming. I've got job offers. They class me at a junior, despite 3 years in incident response and over 10 years in IT. Any tips? So, Gunnar, what certs do you have? What certifications do you have? Do you have any? Do you have your OSCP? Do you have your? You getting your CRTO, your CRTP, your OSCE? What certs are you working with, my man? Because certs are highly valued in this field. And if I'm not saying certs are everything, they're not. But in getting you past that HR department, which I think is probably where you're faltering, getting you past that HR department, getting those certs are very important. This is going to take some time to run, so I've already run it. Well, I didn't already run it. Okay, so while that's running, Pentest Plus sitting for OSCP last month, lots of blue teams. Well, there's your problem, my dude. There's your problem right there. You want those certs. You got to get them certs. And I know it's a pain in the ass. I know it costs money. But it's better than having to get a college degree. And that's what I had to do. I was a threat hunter for the Air Force for 3 years. Yeah, about 3 or 4 years. 3 years. We'll say it was 3 because I was in Afghanistan for part of that, doing other things. I was a threat hunter for about 3 years, but I had no problem. Once I got my OSCP, honestly, I got job offers from a whole bunch of places. I had my pick of the litter, and they were all pay increases to me. So I highly recommend you get them certs. You get motivated, get them certs. I had a smooth-brained instructor from Chiron tell the class that OSCP was on. What the fuck does that mean, Jiffaram? What the hell does that even mean? What do you mean unattainable? People have OSCP. People have, dare I say, attained it. The hell does that even mean, unattainable? What, is everybody who claims to have OSCP just lying? Oh god, it is weeb shit. Okay, Gaara, is this some anime? Is Gaara an anime? Is that why people were talking about weeb shit? Let's view the page source. Looks like a Naruto thing. Is there a Naruto character named Gaara? Well, they all got these shitty scarves on, so yeah, that does make sense. I've never watched Naruto, so... it looks like this HTML is literally just an image. There's just Gaara.jpg. So not a whole lot going on here. There's nothing else linked on the main page. So we can use a tool called GoBuster to try and directory brute force this thing, to see if there are any directories that we can't see. Like that. We can need to pick a word list. I like to use user share. I used to like to use dirbusters. Word lists. Dirbuster. Medium.text. We'll look for PHP file extensions and TXT file extensions as well as directories, and we'll see if it finds anything for us. We can find out if this is... we can check robots.txt. No robots.txt. We can find out, is this an index.html? Yeah, this is just an HTML page. We can find out if there's an index.php. Not found. Okay. So it's just an HTML page that we're seeing here. In that case, we're probably going to want to... HTML, and we can add... we can make it 50 threads. So we already see that index.html does pop up. What about the sitemap? Is it sitemap.xml? Something like that? Dirbuster should find it. You don't see that. You do see that in real life, but what certs do you have yourself, my man? I have Security Plus. That was my first one. I have SANS GCFA. I have OSCP. I have OSCE. I have OSWE. I have CRTO. And I have CEH. And I have a bunch of smaller ones from Pen Tester Lab, which don't really count as certifications. I think that's all of them. I want to do the eLearn Security Pen Testing Extreme next, but I don't really have time right now. We can take a look at this image as well. Let's copy the image link. We're going to wget this image rather than right-clicking and save as, because if you save image as, your browser will stomp the metadata, which you don't want. You want to just preserve the metadata. And we can look at this with exif tool on gaara.jpg. Let's see. Do we see anything interesting? We see that it was made in 2008. So this box is a little old. It's made on Adobe Photoshop. That doesn't mean when the box was created. It just means that was when the image was generated. I don't see anything of particular interest. We can try steghide against it, which is to check for steganography in the image. Gaara? Nope. So no joy there. There's got to be another port open there's got to be another port open there's got to be some other way in. We're not really we're not getting it right now. That's okay. We're going to keep enumerating. That's really what this game is. This is a game of enumeration, okay? I wanted to switch to InfoSec, got a job as a PCI DSS consultant, and I thought maybe why not I could switch to pen testing after some certs, but now I just want to put a bullet through my head. Okay, well, don't do that. First of all, don't do that. Sans GCIH was a meme. I don't know what... Is that incident handler? Mine was GCFA, not GCIH. It was pretty hard. CRTO really interests me. It's very good for the value. As far as bang for your buck, it's hard to get better than CRTO. If you want to be a red teamer, CRTO is one of the best bangs for your buck out there. Like it's you get a lot of value for your money there. So there's got to be something we're missing. There's either a port we're missing here, or there's a page we're missing on the web server. It could be one or the other. There's something we're missing. It could be a UDP port as well. Let's try UDP. God, I'm still... You know what I'm thinking about, chat? Well, of course you don't know, because There's no way. This is going to seem completely out of left field, but all I'm thinking about is that fucking is in Elden Ring. There's this area in the underground part of the map called the Lake of Rot, which is this poisonous lake. And for whatever reason, From Software decided that's where you needed to fight a boss. Like, for whatever reason, they're just like, this is a great place to fight an ulcerated tree spirit. Like, this is a fantastic spot. I can't think of possibly a better place to fight one of the most irritating bosses in the game. God damn it. I'm still fucking salty about it. G-Nade with the 9 months of Prime.
Must hunt.
Have not been here in a hot minute, but glad to see you doing your thing.
Thank
Keep
you
it
so
up,
much, G-Nade.
brother.
It's good to have you here. Welcome back to the All Has Red team. Thanks so much for supporting the stream. It's a great thing they did? No, it's a fucking... I'm fucking mad. I'm fucking mad. Almost as salty as that Karate Kid Karate Kick. God, now you guys know that story. That's one of those things I lay in bed at night and think about, and I still cringe to this day. Like, because my brother told him that story yesterday. It's a true story, too, and I'm still mad about it. So there's something we're missing here, fellas. One of these scans has to finish. We're kind of just chilling out, waiting for something to pop up here. Either a new port here to pop up, a port here to pop up. Okay, let's kill this and add the TAC V option. The TAC SU will scan UDP. You do need to run it with root permissions in order to do that. UDP scans will take longer because of how UDP works, but we'll see if there are any UDP ports that are open. There's got to be something here that we're not getting. So... God, I love those stories. I was looking for things to nitpick about him, but he told them pretty honestly. Those are true stories. From little Al growing up. Riley Reid doesn't have to wait long for things to pop up? Okay, well, I don't have Riley Reid's power, okay? I'm not at her power level. Just wait till your brother fights that boss? Well, it's an optional boss. The thing about that boss is that it's completely optional. And it's easy to miss it, too, if you don't, for whatever reason, wade into the fucking... you don't wade into the fucking poison lake and wander over to the waterfall to get an item. And then the damn thing pops out of the waterfall at you out of nowhere. And it took me a long time to figure it out. Again, you don't have to fight it. All you get for killing it is a golden seed, which is, you know, a nice item to get, but it's not that great. But it's not that great. It existed, and knowing that there was a boss that I knew that I'd fought and not beaten bothers me a little bit. So I had to go back and beat it, and I finally did, and it was a pain in the ass. It's not a hard boss, it's not a super hard boss. It's just that, first of all, it takes place in this fucking poison lake, so you're constantly taking damage from it. You need consumables to not die to the poison lake, because I don't have whatever spell that you need to cleanse the Scarlet Rot. There are these stupid scorpion fucking bug enemies that I hate, that I had to kill every time before I could even fight the boss, because if you leave them alive, they will literally fuck you in the ass with a roll of quarters while you're fighting the boss, if you leave any one of them alive. Which red team certificate did you suggest? That was CRTO, Certified Red Team Operator. It's Rasta Mouse's certification. If you're interested in the red team stuff, specifically red team stuff, I think that's some of the best bang for your buck. God damn, we're not getting anything here. It's just nothing. Did I miss any? Should I try other Steghide? Like, yeah, you also get a free access to Cobalt Strike in their controlled lab environment. So you get to practice with Cobalt Strike, which for most commercial red teams is the tool you will be using in the real world. I haven't had a job in recent memory where I didn't have access to Cobalt Strike. Where I didn't use Cobalt Strike as one of my core tools, I should say. What do you think of EJPT as the first certificate? That's a good one. The course is free. It only takes costs to take the exam, I think. Which is great. That's a great entry-level certification. God, there has got to be something. Like, okay, we see a server status page. We do get a 403 forbidden, so there's nothing there. But at least we are seeing something. We are seeing that there is other stuff. Server status is pretty normal, but we're not seeing anything for our Nmap scans. Why not do auto recon? Tiberius's tool is great, but for Newbie Tuesday, it's not that great. I don't want newbies to just learn one tool that just runs all the other tools. For Newbie Tuesday, I'm trying to teach you the tools. Like, I'm doing it. I'm trying to break everything down as much as possible. If I'm just using one super let's automate everything tool, not that auto recon is bad, but it's just not that auto recon is bad. It's not. It's very useful for especially like OSCP, which is what it's been made for. It's just it doesn't help very much as far as like learning what commands to run and things of that nature. Man, I feel like we're going to be here for fucking ever. This is taking forever. I don't know what we're looking for is the thing. This is sometimes the way Proving Grounds boxes go. There's just not much to fucking do. You're just scanning forever until you find... I wish I have one of those certifications to get a job with a high salary. Well, the certifications do help. The certifications do help, but they're not the only thing. The most important thing is industry experience, to be honest with you. Let's do Stream Raiders. It doesn't teach you workflow. Some of the certifications will. If the certification is made correctly, it will teach you workflow. There's got to be something that we don't see. And we're just waiting for our scans to find it. Check the email address in the bottom of the picture. Was there an email address? Sorovi and Jiffaram with the most kills and most assists. Did we die? I think we lost. Feels bad, man. Did I miss the email address? Oh, it's on the actual picture itself. But you can't read the font. What is this? dunwajaya@yahoo.com? I can't even read the font, dude. I think this is just some image, like a background image someone pulled off of DeviantArt or something. Man, I'm almost like tempted to like look at a write-up and find if there's some port I'm missing. There's got to be a port or a page on the web server that I'm missing. There has to be something. I can't do anything with a web server. Maybe Apache itself is vulnerable. We had a vulnerability the other day where Apache itself was vulnerable to a local file inclusion. I don't remember what version of Apache that was, but I can check. Let's see if it's vulnerable. Local root privilege Apache 2.4.17 to 2.4.38. Local root privilege escalation. Arbitrary function call is root triggered whenever the server gracefully restarts, which is generally once a day. So it's a time-based thing. What was that Apache local file inclusion? To RCE. We saw this the other day. Do you want us to look at a walkthrough and tell you? I'd rather not, but if the alternative is just sitting here while scans finish, I mean, I guess if you can, if I'm missing some kind of, okay, so if you want, you can look at a write-up and tell me, it's not a hint, like we're just speeding this along because my scans presumably will find something. If I'm using the correct word list. It's either a port on either UDP or TCP that I haven't found yet, or it is a page on the web server. I've done this box and it's worth going to the walkthrough. If I'm missing, if it's something I'm going to determine with my scans, if it's something I'm going to determine with the scans I have, and you're just saving me time, then yeah, you can tell me. Throw common.txt at it. We're still on Stream Raiders. Oh, we are. Yeah, good call. There we go. I fixed it. What's the name of the box? Gaara. Gaara. We can try throwing common.txt at it. Usually the Durbuster one will do it. User. Share. Seclists. Discovery. Web content. Common.txt. TXT, HTML, PHP. It's just a little frustrating when I have to scan for... It just doesn't make... It's realistic, because a lot of times you spend a lot of time scanning in real life. But on stream, it doesn't make for very, very engaging content.
Hey, listen.
What? What, Mr. Robot? Keep running Go... I'm running GoBuster. It's what I'm doing. We're getting 403 forbiddens for all of these. With just derb IP. So the default derb word list is one of these. So common.txt didn't work. Again, we're trying different word lists. If your GoBuster fails, if your directory brute forcer fails, it's always good to try a different word list. Show us the page source. We did. FBI, open up! It's just an image, guys. Chill. Fucking FBI, like Mike Parsons kicking my door in again. It's just, it says wallpaper, that's it. That's all we're dealing with here. There's nothing here. You can't even scroll or anything. God, we're just not seeing anything, huh? What is this fucking crazy? Do we want to pull like a Naruto word list? Will that help? People who are looking at the write-up, do I pull a Naruto word list and try that? Use big.txt. I just did. This is big.txt. Big.txt. Oh, directory list 2.3 big.txt. Well, I'm going to wait for this one to finish first. I bet Mike Parsons and Jonathan Scott, they have about the same understanding of cybersecurity, so there is that. Okay, that didn't work. Director list 2.3 big.txt. I don't have that one. How do these guys get elected? People who are stupider about cybersecurity. Well, cybersecurity isn't the only issue, but they get elected by people who are stupider than them. Okay, someone just tell me what I'm missing. I think we get the point. I think we get the point that we could just try different word lists until one works. This is not engaging content. Okay, it's not engaging content to just sit here and try different word lists. Okay? Cryos? What the fuck is Cryos server? What? You gotta be kidding me. The fuck? Is that even in this? It's probably not. God damn it. Okay, Cryos server. Whatever the fuck this is. Well, it loaded something. I mean, it's blank. It's a blank page.
What are you doing, step bro?
Mr. Robot, you know what I'm doing? You know what I'm doing, Mr. Robot? You know what I'm doing? I'm doing my best. Okay? That's all anyone can ever ask of you. You just do your best. Okay? Unexpected heart. Exactly. Oh, here it fucking is. Here this little fuckface is. Like chill, it's just the box. I play up how frustrated I am. I'm not frustrated. Like we're just scanning. The problem is it doesn't make for very dynamic content. It's not fun to watch me just sitting here scanning a box for like 30 minutes looking for a directory, okay? It was 2.3 medium found it. It was just like the last word. It was just like the last word in the word list. Let's go back up. And let's do Cryo server now. See if we get anything inside of Cryo server. Oh boy, do I love to scan. Oh, there's a scroll bar here. Oh, see, now we're fucking talking. Now we have some stuff. This is a fucking meme, but we still have some stuff here. So if you can't see...
What are you doing, step bro?
Missing King Arctic Wolf! Listen! I didn't see the scroll bar at first. I didn't see it. All I had to do was scroll down, and now there's some shit here. It looks like these are directories. And since we are good hackers, we're taking notes. We are taking notes. So, this says Wind Tiger. Wind Tiger. I guess we'll check each of these. I guess these are directory names. Are they inside of Cryo server, or are they... Oh, here we go. So we just have Gaara's Wikipedia page here. Is a fictional character in the Naruto manga and anime series created by Masashi Kishimoto. Shinobi affiliated with the Shunage Kure, Sunaga Kure, and is a son of Tsunare Kure's leader, the 4th Kazekage. Jesus fucking Christ, I feel like a weeb now. Oh boy, he's an edgelord. Of course, he's an edgelord. Okay, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot here. It's just text. Yeah, it's literally just text. It's not even formatted. So let's try the other ones. This is the content I come for. Read the whole page. I'm not reading the whole page of this garbage. Who's the other edgelord in Naruto? The one that people always ship? Oh, Sasuke. That's the one. That's the one, Sasuke. I don't know anything about Naruto. I've literally never seen the anime. I know very little about it. So there's nothing here. This is literally just text as well. This is literally just copy-pasted from Wikipedia. You can even see the reference numbers, the citations. It's just copy-pasted from Wikipedia. You make fun of me when you see... When did I make fun of you for watching Naruto? Have you watched Naruto? I don't even know that you've that I've seen you watching Naruto. There is a I don't even know if it's you or the hacker. There is this hacker on her Netflix that recently watched that binged all of Love is Blind in a day. Like this fucking madman just watched all of Love is Blind all at once.
What's your fav anime, Al?
It's Rurouni Kenshin is my favorite anime. Note that favorite anime and best anime are two different things. I would say the best anime I've watched all around is probably Death Note until the time that Death Note got bad. So this is like the same stuff as the previous page, but it's like... The hacker who also watched Black Hat? Yeah, but he only... no, that was me watching Black Hat. But I only made it like halfway through. Thanks for the 7 months, Niche. I appreciate it. Welcome back to the All Has Red team. So it's literally just text. I don't see anything else. This is like a differently formatted version. Are these usernames, perhaps? Are we supposed to brute force the usernames? Is there something I'm supposed to see in this wall of text? I feel like this is the kind of box where there's some kind of bullshit in this wall of text that I'm supposed to see. Because it's literally just washing over me. Let me just scan the whole thing. I can't even get the whole... Because it's not even formatted at all. I can't get the whole thing on my page. I guess I could run cool. That is something I could do. I could run cool and then try to brute force SSH. What do we think about that? Is that good? I think I like running cool. Well, at least it's formatted better here. Again, I feel like there's something in this wall of text. I guess we'll just, I guess we'll run cool. The thing is, I don't have definite usernames. Are these usernames, I wonder? We could run, let's just run cool. Let's run cool. I can demonstrate cool. That's fine. So what is cool? CEWL. Cool is a tool for scraping web pages and generating word lists out of them. So if I set cool on these web pages, it'll generate a word list from these web pages. We just want to do a depth of 1. We'll feed it all of the URLs separately, because it's not going to find them otherwise. And is there an output file option? TAC W. TAC W. Weebshit.txt. Okay. So now if we less weebshit.txt, we can see that Cool has gone through this web page and has taken has formed us a word list here. And a bunch of these are Japanese characters. Because again, it's just copy pasted from it's just copy pasted from Wikipedia. So we'll make weebshit2.txt. And we'll keep scrolling through that word list. Well, let me get the other word lists first. Kazekage. Okay, so that pulled Kazekage. Weebshit3. Temari. Okay. Cat weebshit2 dot text. Okay. So we've compiled all of these. Let's just scroll through this and make sure it's not it was, you know, this word list is decent. And then I guess we can try to run it against SSH. These proving grounds boxes do tend to have more brute forcing involved. It looks fine. We got a nice beefy boy word list here. Alright, let's just try flinging this against vim users.list. We'll assume that one user is Gaara. We can also try... Oh yeah, we can unique them as well. Good call. Kazekage. Can't type. And then Temari. So we'll assume that one of those is the username. We can cat weebshit shit.txt. And we can pipe that into sort -u for unique, and then pipe it into unique, and then sort, and then unique weebshit.txt. So now we have... So here's weebshit.txt, and here's unique weebshit.txt. We've cut that. We basically just made all... We've cut out all of the duplicates. So we only have a 6,000 word list now. Or 6,000 byte word list. So let's try Hydra. TAC L. Users.list. TAC P. Unique weebshit.txt. We'll give it the IP address, which is this. SSH. It shouldn't take very long to go through that word list. Ant-Man, thank you for the follow. And Knives, thank you for the follow. Cthulhu Fountain to the both of you. All right, so that's going. I don't know. I'm looking at it, but I don't really see anything. The most immediately interesting one is I am Gaara, because that's the name of the box. But I'm looking through this, and I don't really see anything. All I'm seeing is copy-pasted text. Is there a lot of brute forcing and real pen tests? No, not usually. No, not a lot. It's typically a last resort. You notice the cult following is growing. It's 7.5K now. I don't really track my followers. I don't get super wrapped around the axle around the social media clout thing. Yeah, we've got a nice growing community. Things are expanding. Things are going good. Wouldn't it send out a lot of alerts? Generally, yes. Depends on what they're alerting on. Typically, password spraying is the bigger concern than alerts is the locking out accounts. Locking out accounts is a problem. You definitely want to avoid that. So typically, password spraying is the preferred method. Password spraying is like brute forcing, but you try a lot of usernames in a single one or two passwords. So you use a common password like Spring 2022 exclamation point, and you try it against a whole bunch of usernames, and you're hoping that someone's gonna have that weak ass password. Look at that paragraph that starts Gaara first appears. Where? Oh, Gaara first appears in the series when he's sent to the Konohagakure. God, I speak Japanese, and I literally lived in Japan for 2 years, and I speak Japanese, and I'm having a hard time with this Romanji. Konohagakure, these long-ass fucking weeb words. Even in Japan, these are weeb words, okay? An allied ninja village take part in the Chunin exams. Even ninjas have fucking school exams. Alongside his older siblings, Konoko and Tamari. In truth, he's sent in order to infiltrate the Konohagakure in preparation for an invasion by Tsunagakure and his ally Otagakure. There, he and Komoko easily pass the first and second phases. Gaara is sent to fight against Rock Lee. Lee is able to pass Gaara's defenses, provoking an enraged Gaara. Oh. You're kidding me. So there's literally just a random base 64 string in here? Very realistic. So we don't know what this is. So let's take it over to Cyber Chef. There's literally just a random base 64. Yeah, Ant-Man's like, what the fuck is going on? Why are you like, yeah, exactly. Why are you the way that you are?
What are you doing?
What are you doing step broing me? I didn't expect some random fucking, whatever this is, password I'm assuming, in here. Just kind of in this huge wall of weeb text. Okay, this has to be base 64, right? Okay, probably not then. Base 52? Let's try running magic against it. I haven't had very much luck with magic lately, but we can try it. Let's do intensive mode. Okay, it did the thing. Did we get anything out of it? It might just be a password. Like, it may just be a straight up password. We can try some other things. What was that one we had the other day? Like base, there's base 62. Let's try base 62. Nope. Let's try base 58. Okay, Gaara is my name. Great. Super realistic. Jesus, fuck. Okay. All right. Listen. It hurts. It's very real, very realistic. Wow. So we're going to SSH in. SSH stands for Secure Shell. It is a common remote management software you're going to see on Linux-based systems most commonly, although Windows is starting to have SSH installed by default. At least a client installed by default. You're kidding me. Is my name? You got to be fucking shitting me. That's... Where else could I log in? I tried Gaara. These look like credentials to me.
Hey, listen.
What am I listening to? Fury, you can't just say, hey, listen. You have to tell me something I should be listening to. Is FTP open? No. We see no other ports open. Alright, well, the scan is still running. But we see no other ports open besides 22 and 80. We haven't seen any login portals either. I think it's just telling you what the correct user is. Well, what the fuck? I'm not mad. You're mad. I'm not mad, chat. So we'll try Hydra. Again, Gaara, just to use a single username this time. And I guess we'll use RockU, because that's what chat says. I don't usually like to use RockU for brute forcing, because there's 14 million passwords in there. RockU is useful for password cracking, but not for brute forcing. But for CTFs, rocku.txt usually has what you're looking for. Helen of Tor, you're sitting over there with that fat dog of yours, and you're just telling me to stop molding when I don't get a fat dog of my own. I have no belly to pat. I get no love-ins. And you're telling me to stop molding. My parents are sleeping, mate. Oh, everyone keep it down. Mr. Mugame's parents are sleeping. Mr. Mugame's parents are sleeping. Everyone keep it down. Shh. Chat, shh. Quiet. Chat. Be quiet. Mr. Mugame's parents are sleeping. Simon Nightcode and Beer Yukovsky, thank you for the follows. Cthulhu Fotency, both of you. Holy shit. If I have to brute force one more fucking account. Let's do Stream Raiders really quickly while we're waiting for yet another brute forcing. My ears are... Do you people realize that you can actually control the volume? Like, I'm not in control of the volume on your web browser. You actually do, in fact, control the volume on your own web browser. Can we not use CME? Well, we've already tested to see if... We can't find out if the username exists with CME. Oh, it just cracked it. It just got it. It just did it. The password is I love you too. Apparently. Oh, man, we just clapped him that time. We clapped some fucking cheeks. This is the lamest fucking box yet. We've had some lame ones in the past. But honestly, this, like, the box we did on Sunday was super good. So, we can't have a super good box every day, I guess. The most common. Don't quote Hackers at me, okay? Listen, I actually watched Hackers again a couple of weeks ago. I'm not a... Honestly, I don't get it. Like, it's not good. Like, it's just not. I get why some people like it. It's hammy in a really silly way. And Mr. the Plague, by Penn Jillette, is the best line in the movie. Let's be clear. It is the best line in the movie. But I have a hard time. I have a hard time with that movie, okay? Yeah, Angelina Jolie is super hot in that movie. Let's be clear. Super, super hot. But that's not the reason I would watch the movie. Finally, we have a shell here. Wow, that was so interesting.
Hackerman.
I'm in, chat. Wow. God. Last time you're seeing me reverse engineer a C# program and fucking figure out a serialization exploit to get a shell and all this stuff. But this time, okay, listen, this time we found a random string of garbage in this wall of Wikipedia text about weeb shit, decoded it from base 58, which is an encoding type that people definitely use. And then it wasn't even the correct password, so we then had to Hydra that as well. Yeah, exactly. Very realistic, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is run sudo tac l to see if we have unable to resolve host Gaara. Name or service not known. It doesn't know its own host name? May not run sudo. Feels bad, man, so we don't have sudo. We do have local.txt, which is our first flag. So these are the flags we're trying to retrieve when we hack into these boxes. Proof of completion. So we haven't completed the box yet, but we have user access. So we can click on this little flag. We can paste this in here. And then it'll update our progress. You'll see that this bar will get halfway filled here. There you go. So now we need to escalate our privileges. So the bash history is always something you want to check, but it's basically symlinked to dev null, which is pretty normal in these CTF boxes, so you can't see what the history of the user who set it up. We could try some basic commands to enumerate. Let's try groups to see what groups we're in. We're just in the Gaara group. That's not anything. Let's see what other users there are. grep sh. Looks like only Gaara is a user other than root. There are a lot of users in cat etsy passwd. But most of these are just service accounts, and you'll see that their preferred shell is user sbin low login, which is not useful to us. We care about actual users on the machine, which will have a real shell next to their name. In this case, bin bash. We could check for a set UID binaries, find root, tac name, or tac perm. We could check for accounts with specific permissions. We're going to check for files with the set UID bit set. GIMP. So GIMP is like a Photoshop. It's like an open source free version of Photoshop. Oh, and GDB is here. We can absolutely escalate with GDB. So, what is a set UID binary? Okay, so a set UID binary is a binary that runs as the user that owns the file, regardless of who executes it. Okay, typically you see this running basically set UID files owned by root. That's usually what you see, and that's because if you look at files like passwd, the passwd command allows a user to change their password, but only root can change the password of a user. Obviously, users need to be able to change their own passwords. But passwd needs to run as root in order to enable that. So passwd has the set UID bit set. This is how Linux accomplishes this issue. Sometimes users can set UID on the set UID bit on insecure binaries, such as Docker. You see it with Docker. We've seen it with GDB a few times as well, and GIMP apparently. Let's see. And if you see, you should always look for set UID binaries when you're trying to escalate. And if you see any you don't recognize, like GIMP or GDB, most of these look, I just have a practiced eye. I've done a lot of this stuff, so I know which ones of these look normal. Normal set UID binaries that probably don't have any vulnerabilities. And these ones stick out. And if any of them stick out for you, you should just go to GTFObins. GTFObins.github.io. And you'll see these are ways to escalate with insecure permissions on all these different Linux binaries. So we can check, let's check GIMP first. It turns out you can do a lot with GIMP. It can be used to break out from restricted environments by spawning an interactive system shell. Okay, so let's just do this. GTFObins will give you the actual command you need to execute. Okay, so the binary does work. Cannot open display. So it looks like since we're logged in with SSH, it cannot open. It's trying to open a new terminal. It looks like it's trying to open a new terminal, but it can't because it's trying to open a new terminal emulator, and it can't because we don't have a display. Because we're only logged in via the command line. So that's not going to work, it looks like. Let's just look for set UID. Does not drop the elevated permissions and may be used to access the file system, escalate, or maintain privilege access as an SUID backdoor. This looks like the same fucking thing we just did, but we can try it again. I think it's a little bit different. So let's try this one instead. It still can't open the display. So it looks like GIMP would work if we had an actual display. X11 forwarding. You can do a lot with GIMP. Yeah. I saw Pulp Fiction. Congratulations. We could just do it. We can do it with GDB as well. Let's do something a little different. I think we've privessed with GDV before recently. This sounds a little bit complicated. So can I just do TAC X? Can I just do TAC capital X? It might not be enabled on the server side. We could try it really quickly. TAC capital X. Okay. Well, looks like something is happening. Up. Did it work? It doesn't look like it worked. Batch mode disabled. Yeah, it looks like we're getting permissions denied here. Python foo eval, so it doesn't have like some module, I suppose. I haven't used GIMP in a long time. All right. Screw that. We'll just use the GDB one. GDB. We can click on set UID. And then we can just paste this command in. And there we are. We are root. Oh my god, can I not type? What? It froze. Oh, there it goes. Catproof.txt, and there we are. Does anybody have any questions about that? We're not done, by the way. We're going to do another box. But hopefully a box that's more interesting than this one was. Does anybody have any questions about what that was? If you wonder what X11 forwarding is, it's basically just allow. It would allow, if it was enabled and working, it would allow us to open a display through SSH. That's all. We would have been able to use our local display to display that GIMP terminal. I'm assuming by default GDB does not have the set UID bit set. No, I've never seen it have the set UID bit set. Yeah, if a user has set UID with GDB, is it really that simple to escalate to root? Yes. That's by design. You're just using GDB as designed. You're not even exploiting it. You're just GDB can just execute commands. It really is that simple. Listen, perfidious reprobate, I can't type. So you can open GIMP on the machine and draw dick pics? Basically, yeah. What are the conditions where you need to have the set UID bit set? Well, some binaries it needs to be set on, like sudo and passwd. Some binaries it needs to be set on. The most common non-standard binary that I see it set on is Docker. That's because Docker always needs to run as root. And so you commonly see on developer workstations, you'll commonly see Docker either have the set UID bit set or you'll have users in the Docker group. Could you show Dirty Pipe? Is there a POC for Dirty Pipe? Oh, there is. Yeah, we already showed it on stream that one time. We're just going to start another box. I'm not going to get wrapped around the axle on using known exploits. That would definitely work. Let's go ahead and put this in and we'll start another box. Hopefully one that's more interesting than this weeb shit. This brute forcing nightmare. There we go. Okay, let's pick another box. Ain't got no time for messing around, chat. Let's pick another box. Let's do it. I mean, I know it's going to be a 4-way tie at least. My goodness, the developer with the raid. Welcome, 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 welcome. How was your stream?
Must hunt.
Born2Root sounds fine. Aha, Natraj. There we go. Get the polls in. I can't stop playing Elden Ring. I've neglected any studying. Yeah. That's where I'm at, too. I'm still plugging away at Elden Ring. I'm like 80 hours in. No sign, no end in sight, my dude. And I have to factor in like judging from what I've been hearing, I need to factor in like another 20 hours just for Melania. Apparently Melania is such a cocksucker that it's gonna that it's just People are calling her the hardest boss in the Souls series, which is a significant title. That is a very significant title. So I'm probably gonna have to set aside some fucking time for that bitch. So yeah, we're at that. I'm in the grind with Elden Ring myself. Maticus Maximus bringing infinite logins into the cult. Welcome to the All Has Red Team infinite logins. And the developer, thank you again for the raid. I'm still not at Melania. I think she's like super late game. I don't know. I haven't even seen her be played against. I'm just hearing I'm on the subreddit, the Elden Ring subreddit, and people talk about her in hushed tones, like I think she says something like when she kills you, every time she says, I am Melania, blade of, I don't know, fucking Martin. I don't know. She says, I'm Melania, blade of whatever, over and over again. And so people are like, well, I heard that about 500 times in one day. Or something like that. People are saying that she's hard, okay? People are saying she's a fucking... How many times did you get your ass cheeks slapped by the last boss? All the most recent bosses I fought were fucking boring as fuck, dude. Were boring as fuck. Like, I fought the crystalline trio, which was about as much fun as sticking a chainsaw in my eyeballs. That was super fun. But that is to say, not that fun. Let's see, what else? The last big boss I fought Rykard. Praetor Rykard, which was A+ on Praetor Rykard for the atmosphere and the theme and appearance and cutscenes of the boss. A fucking plus. I give him like a C on execution because it's a bitch. He has a couple of attacks that are really a bitch to deal with. All I hear is people bitching about the game. It's hard. A lot of the bosses are very... I'll just say I don't like it as much as Bloodborne. I will say it's not as good as Bloodborne. I'll say that right now. Fuck, who won the poll? Shit. I missed the poll results. I swear to God the poll results were up for like 10 seconds. Who won the poll, chat? Don't lie to me. I'll know. Born2Root one? Okay, I'm taking your word for it. We'll start that one. Let's get it fired up. C on execution or a C on your skill? Dude, this one of those attacks is literally impossible to dodge, I'm pretty sure. He does this... The snakehead does this, like... This lava eruption thing under your foot... And I'm pretty sure it's impossible to dodge. I have tried every single way to avoid taking damage from that attack. If it hits you straight on, you just die. It just deletes your ass. Like, you're just done. But if you even if you dodge it, it still hits you for half your HP. Okay, we're just getting set up for the new box, staying organized. We'll just wait for the box to spin up, and then we'll get started. Jay-Z bringing Save April Ryan into the passionate club of cephalopod enthusiasts. Welcome, Save April Ryan. Thank you so much, Jay-Z. Alka, thank you for the follow. So, yeah, I haven't fought, like, any super interesting boss since Praetor Rykard. I've been fighting all repeat bosses, like... The fucking... literally the fucking 5th ulcerated tree spirit I fought. I fought the crystalline boss, which I fought, like, on 3 other occasions. Except this time there are 3 of them and they cause scarlet rot. So, yippee. That was a fucking yippee right there, if I've ever seen one. Jesus. And by yippee, I mean fucking sucked ass. Part of the reason I'm having such a... By the way, part of the reason I'm getting dicked over so much is because I'm pretty sure, like, 90% of these bosses are scaled for you to use summons against them, and I just don't use the summons. I just don't. So, they can be a pain in the ass. If you're wondering where in the game I'm going into Lindell Royal Capital now. I'm now just started exploring that area. So kind of late game, I think. I think I'm late game. I don't know. There's no obvious end in sight yet. To be honest, if you use magic, the game is a cakewalk. I'm spec'd into magic, honestly. I mean, it's not that good. It's not that good. Like, I use the Glintstone Phalanx is useful sometimes. Like, are there good spells? Like, I haven't really looked at any builds or whatever Night of Dark. For my first playthrough, I kind of just like to experiment with stuff. Yeah, I use Rocksling, too. Rocksling has been my go-to. I don't know why I didn't mention Rocksling. The speedruns are all magic. Okay, I haven't been watching the speedruns. I have not been watching the speedruns. Carrion Slicer. I have experimented with that one a little bit, but I'm using katanas usually. I'm using dual katanas usually. Like just because it looks cool. Someone did it in like 30 minutes. Like, oh man, I'm gonna have to see that. I don't want to watch it now and like spoil it for myself. I haven't like looked up builds or anything like that. I just, for the first playthrough, I kind of just like to experiment with things. We're doing Born2Root, but we're just waiting for it to spin up. It should be spun up now. 30 minutes with Ice Stomp skill. Yeah, I've heard about this Ice Stomp skill people keep talking about in the subreddit, but I don't know anything about it. I don't know where, I don't even know where to, I don't know where to get it. Where? It says it started up, but there's no IP address. Hang on a second. Born2Root. It says there's already an instance, but there's no IP address. Look. If I click on go, it says there's already an instance for this machine started by the user, but I have no IP address. I don't know what's going on. It's a troubleshoot this a little bit. Let's try disconnecting from the VPN and then reconnecting. Had that problem and gave up on Proving Grounds after that. Well, we're not going to give up. We're just going to... we're just going to disconnect from the VPN and reconnect and see if that helps it. Your Gaara box. Oh, that's probably it. Yeah. I didn't stop the Gaara box. That's probably it. There it goes. Okay, it's starting now. My bad. Yeah, I don't know, but I've been hearing about this Ice Stomp. I don't know where it is, and I don't know anything about it. Maybe I'll look it up, find out where it is. I did find this pretty early on. I found this katana that has really been good. Honestly, it's been carrying me. Honestly, the Moonveil, the Moonveil katana is super fucking good. Mostly because of its weapon art. Its weapon art is OP as fuck. Like, holy shit, you get some intelligence under your belt, and you use that fucking weapon art over and over again, that'll carry you through bosses right there. That weapon art is so fucking busted. And can I just say, fuck the Royal Revenants, and fuck the person at From Software who thought it was good to have Royal Revenants running around as regular fucking enemies. Like, I feel like in every single area I go to, like, I just get fucked up by a goddamn Royal Revenant again for the 40th fucking time. Jesus, I hate them so much. Oh my god, I hate that fucking enemy so fucking much. Are we still on Elden Ring? We're waiting for the box to spin up, so... it looks like the box is up now. We'll go ahead and get started here. So we're going to run add tac SC for default scripts, default enumeration scripts, tac SV for enumerate versions, tac ON to output and output into a file, so we don't have to run scans multiple times, into a file called nmap, and we'll just go with that. God, the Royal Revenants, like, if you haven't come across those in Elden Ring, count yourself fucking lucky. Fuck those cucks. I hate them so much. I hate that stupid bastard. Oh my god. Like, here's what it is. The boss, like, I encountered it as a boss at first, and I thought it was like it was a good fight. Like, they don't have a whole lot of HP, so I took it down. But they are blistering fast. Like, the Royal Revenants will literally cross the room and be on top of you in the blink of an eye. And they just one-shot your ass. If you don't dodge their attack, you're fucking dead. You're getting one comboed. Like, you're fucking dead. Alright, so we see 22 and 80 open. Name a more iconic duo, oh wait. We're also seeing references to WordPress, which is a very common CMS. We've seen it many, many times on this stream. You're going to see it many, many times in real life as well. WordPress is one of the most common CMSs I see out there. CMS standing for a content management system. Okay, we do see Martin at secretsec.com. Let's take a note of these names. You want to take note of these usernames if you can. Let's just copy this whole page. Seashell on the Seashore, thanks so much for the 8 months. My goodness, welcome back to the All Has Red team. Born2Root. Okay, so we do have some possible usernames here. Company based in France who's installed into plenty country around the world, but apparently can't spell. We also see a phone number here, or what appears to be a phone number. Let's view the page source. So what we're looking for in the page source is we're looking for references to the CMS that it's using. I think it's using WordPress. Oh, this looks custom, but so why did we see this WordPress stuff? Oh, we see a /WordPress blog. Oh, we see robots.txt. It's looking at robots.txt, which I always forget to look at, but you should always look at. Always look at robots.txt. We see /files and /WordPress blog. Let's check /files first. So nothing in there. And we can look at WordPress blog.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine. When you're
They did get me, chat.
Get into it because they would never understand.
They did get me, chat.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Okay, so it's not a whole lot going on in WordPress blog, it looks like. Remember Trollface? This is what he looks like now. Yeah, I haven't seen a Trollface in quite a while. Okay. My back hurts. I get like a really stiff back when I'm standing up for this. When I'm like standing up for this long, I get like a really stiff back. Alright, so we got to run all of our basic enumeration here. I thought we were going to find WordPress, but apparently not. So we're going to have to use GoBuster. Oh, let's do nmap first. Tac P, tac V. And we'll scan this. Always make sure you do a full port nmap scan, and now we'll use GoBuster. Text, we'll do 100 threads, because in case it takes a million years again. We'll do TXT, HTML, PHP, I suppose, for extensions. We see, so the manual is just the Apache manual. We've already seen robots.txt. We've seen files that didn't have anything in it. Icons? Icons for what? What are these for? A README? Mosaic. Okay. So why are they here? Is there another CMS here that I haven't seen yet? There must be another web page that's using these icons, I would assume. Did the nmap scan find anything yet? Host seems down. Did I scan the correct? I checked the README already. Yeah, we'll do the TAC-PN. I just wanted to make sure I use the correct IP address. We do see RPC on port 111. That's usually not anything that's super interesting. We don't see an NFS. I don't see an NFS share on RPC. We could try show mount just to be safe. It would say NFS here, but we can try a show mount. Program not registered. Okay, yeah, they don't have NFS. So no NFS shares. VD Soyu, is that, where is that? Where are you seeing that? In icons directory? Oh.
Look at you, hacker. A pathetic creature of meat and bone, panting and sweating as you run through my corridors.
Okay.
How can you challenge a perfect, immortal machine?
It's not a movie, it's from System Shock. It does say it's true, it does say. So if you don't know what this is, it's an SSH key. And if you're wondering why they're storing SSH keys in text files on a web server, so am I. This is not something you'll see in real life. You will see SSH keys lying around, particularly when you start getting into developer shares and so on. You'll see SSH keys lying around all the time. You don't find them on web servers very often. So we can go ahead and copy this. The question is, what user is it for? It's probably for one of these users on the main page. One of these fuckfaces. Ugh. So we put the SSH key. Let me make it a new pane so you can see it better. We put the SSH key into key RSA. So SSH will not use this key as by default because the file permissions are incorrect. So you will need to chmod to 600 permissions, 600 permissions. So now we can try SSH key RSA. We could try Martin at the IP address of the machine. We're only guessing as to the username based on what we see over here. No mutual signature supported. What's the difference between using chmod plus X and chmod 600? Chmod plus X just adds executable permissions. Chmod 600 sets the permissions to specifically 600. Chmod plus X is just going to add executable permissions to whatever. It's not the right user. I mean, it may not be the right user. We can try Hattie as well, but it says we're getting a weird error here, which is what's confusing me. It might be an older version of SSH. Yeah, we're getting the same issue. So let's find out what this means. We're getting a weird error with SSH, so I'm going to find out what this is. No mutual signature. So it's an older one, SHA-1 hash algorithm. Insert the following line to the affected SSH client's config file to re-enable this algorithm. Okay. So we're using an old deprecated algorithm. You'll see this a lot in OSCP. Is it SSH config? Yeah. Here we are. So we'll just paste this line in here. Oh, I need to be root. Okay. Okay, so now we don't get that error. Let's try Martin again. And there we go. So we do have... so we did get past that. So if you do encounter those weird errors... it's just about Googling them. You're gonna have those errors all the time in this field. You just need to be. It often just comes down to Googling the error to find out what the issue is. Does that make sense? SSH key password protected. Yikes. Yeah. So, I don't know. Password Martin? Maybe? Welcome. Okay. So this looks like, why is this happening? Grep Martin? He's just got bash. Is it in his bash RC file? Less.bashrc. Oh, here we go. var temp login.py. Let's take a look at that. Login.py. And it is freezing. There we go. If password equals secret sec. I didn't type either of these. I didn't use the correct... I didn't use the correct password. Oh, I see what the problem is. I see what the problem is. This if statement is incorrect. Also, raw input, Python 2, cringe. So you can actually exploit this. It's probably not useful, but raw input is actually exploitable. It's an exploitable function in Python 2. I think it is. Or is it input that's the exploitable function? It's the input function. Raw input is the one you should use. So I was the other way around. So let's take a look at this. Since the ability to read code is very, very important, I want you to learn. You should, at the earliest possible opportunity, start learning a programming language. That's another thing you should focus on early on in your. The earlier on that you start this in your cybersecurity journey, the better off you're going to be. I guarantee it. I absolutely guarantee it. Because it's going to make you better. If you just learn one programming language, it's going to get much easier to read other programming languages. So let's look at this line here and find out what's wrong with it. I understand it, but without programming background, it'd be very confusing. I know, that's why I'm going to explain it to you. So this is an if statement. We call this, in programming, it's a conditional, meaning if a certain condition is true, it's going to do this action. If that condition is not true, it's going to perform the else statement, which is this. So what this is trying to do is it's trying to test if the password is secretsec or secret lab. It's trying to set the password to these two things, and if the password is one of these two words, if the entered password is one of these two words, it will let you in. It'll say welcome, and it'll let you in. Otherwise, it'll say get out, and it'll kill all processes by the Martin user. Basically, it'll just kick you out. It'll kill your SSH session. So what is going wrong here? Well, they're trying to see if password is equal to this or this. But that's not how if statements work in Python. The correct way to write this is like this. You don't even need the parentheses. Or like this. So if you're going to include an OR statement in your if statement, you need to have two full if statements on either side of the OR. What's happening here is it's trying to find out if it's testing first if password is equal to secretsec, which it is not, or it's testing if secret lab is true. Like in Python, there are truthy statements and there are falsy things. Basically, any data value that isn't 0 is a truthy thing. So a regular string like secret lab is going to be considered true. This is always going to be true. That's why it let us in. Is that the same in Python 2 and Python 3? Yes. You can do that with Boolean operators? Yes. So you could type anything and be let in? Yes. You could type literally anything and it would let you in. Because secret lab is always true. It's not comparing your password to secret lab. It's just seeing if secret lab itself is true. That's it. Can we fix that? No, you would fix it with this. You would fix it like this. You would not fix it by adding more parentheses like this or anything. This would not fix it. But this does help illustrate what is actually happening. If one of these two things in parentheses is true, evaluates to true, it will let you in. In this case, this one always evaluates to true. So it will always let you in. After modifying SSH config, did you do anything else after attempting to SSH in? I've added the line, but still getting the error. Make sure the line isn't commented out or anything, I guess. That's all I did. That's all I did, plus setting the permissions on the SSH key to 600. So that's why that's not working. Is anyone confused by that? Is that confusing to anyone? This is Newbie Tuesday, so I do try to take it. I do try to take it slow. Also try this. SSH DSS. Well, it's an RSA key, so DSS doesn't come into play here. Is there any other way to fix that? This is the way that I would have fixed it. I mean, there's lots of ways that you can write this conditional. This is the way I would have fixed it. Or else if. An else if statement would have also worked. You could have had an else if password equals secret lab, and that would work too. I don't really like to do else ifs if I can get I mean, else ifs get a little messy, in my opinion, but that's just my personal preference. All right. Well, let's see what groups we're in. Let's see what SUID binaries there are. It's frozen again. There we go. Exim4. So, somebody asked what this command was doing. This is a find command, just looks for files. Starting at the root directory, we're going to look for files with specific permissions. That's what this tac perm is. This tac 4000 is the permissions that we're looking for. We're looking with anything with this 4 set. That's the set UID bit. And the 2, this is this piping errors to dev null. If you don't do that, here's what happens. You get a bunch of messy output as find tries to access directories you don't have the permissions to access. So you want to avoid that. So we do see exim4. Let's find out if that's anything interesting. No matches. So probably nothing there. Procmail? Nope. Mount NFS. That's probably nothing, but we can try it anyways. Nope. These look normal. These all look normal. We can do cron tab. Cat Etsy cron tab. It's frozen. There we go. Oh. Well, golly gee whiz, Batman. That seems like something. No such file or directory. Fucking yikes. Okay. I know you're all like, you're all probably like, oh my goodness, that file doesn't exist. No, that's not that. And you're like,
ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
That's what you're like, but I'm actually like this.
Now this is pod racing.
Yeah, we could just make a file in that directory. Can we write to that directory? The temp directory? Yeah. Yeah. Everyone can write to the temp directory. We could just put a file there, and it can be any arbitrary thing we want. We could just put any Python shit there we want. Is it Python 2? It's Python 2, isn't it? It's Python 2. God damn it. Okay. So we can just go to our Hack Tools browser extension here.
A hunter must hunt.
This. We can just execute any Python code we want. Vim security.py. Set paste.
A hunter must hunt.
Al4Z Big Ed.
Cannot open file. Why? Oh, I'm in var. My bad. Nanosecurity.py. That's better. There we go. So we're just putting a simple reverse shell in there. We can put literally any Python code we want in here. Shit, did I just delete something? I think I may have deleted something. We're just going to do it again. Okay. So now security.py is there. We can do netcat tech nlvp 8443. And this cron job, let me teach you really quickly how to read cron jobs. So these are all normal. You're going to see those everywhere. This one is not normal. So what we're seeing here is what these stars next. This is the command to be executed right here. This is the user that it's executing as. So we won't have root by executing this. But this is, I always forget this. It's minutes, hours. This thing here is how often the cron job executes. This is minutes. This is hours. This is the day of. This is the day. This is the month, and this is the day of the week. I think that's how it works. So this star over 5 means it's executing once every 5 minutes. Which means we're going to be here for fucking ever while we wait for this shell to come in as Jimmy. It executes every 5 minutes. I'm not that good. Listen, I'm not that good at cron job, okay? I never claimed to be. Tasty Boy, thanks for the 200 Tiggle Biddies. Know Nothing with the 6 months. Welcome back to the All Has Red team. Gersh with the 6 months. Welcome back to the All Has Red team. And Seashell on the Seashore, thanks for the 8 months total. Welcome back as well. Zatorex, Zo, Darkman Toon, Wesley, Alex George EF, and Peach XYY. Thank you for the follows. Cthulhu Fountain to all of you. Let's do Stream Raiders while we're waiting. This is why we do Stream Raiders, to kill time on stream while we're waiting for this kind of shit. So we're just waiting for this. Okay, I just tested my shell and that's it. It works. So now we just wait for the... We just wait for it. Extra parentheses alone will not fix that issue. the issue with Python. The if statement is written incorrectly. You don't even need any parentheses to make it work right. It's just the if statement is written incorrectly. That's all. You need to either turn it into an else if, or you need to write the or statement in the if statement correctly. Quickster and Christie with the bonus rewards, and I didn't see who got the most kills and assists. I'm just gonna assume it was me, and I carried you all. It's kind of like in the classic SQL injection, 1 equals 1. It's kind of like that. 1 equals 1 is always true, and in Python, a string is always going to evaluate to true as well. If you just test a string. Okay, there we go. We're in as Jimmy. Good timing.
Hackerman.
I'm in as Jimmy. Alrighty. We are in as Jimmy now. Jimmy. So we are not in SSH here. We're in kind of a shitty, jerry-rigged reverse shell. And you can tell if you type, like, who am I? You can see that the shell echoes your command back to you. That's ugly. We don't like that. So we're going to use Python. Actually, we're already in Python, aren't we? So let's background the shell. And stty raw minus echo. So we're going to turn off that terminal echo. We're going to tell Kali to stop interpreting our keystrokes and just send them through the reverse shell. And then we're going to foreground the shell again. So here we are. Now if we type who am I, you're going to find that we don't have that terminal echo anymore. And if we do cat networker, we have tab autocomplete as well. So this looks like an elf. File networker. Yeah, so this is an elf. And what do we notice about it? What do we notice about this elf? This little itty bitty S right here. What is that? That's the set UID bit. And guess who owns it? Root owns this file. So this is a set UID binary owned by root and writable by everybody. So we can just write to this. We can just write to this, chat. Let's see if there's anything blatantly exploitable about it before I... It's a very small elf. There's not a whole lot in it. We see that it's pinging localhost. It is using echo, but we've tried that before. It's using full paths. So there's nothing blatantly exploitable about it, it looks like. But we can just write to it. So we can just... I mean... But we can... So we can just... We could even, like... We could change this string. We could just do a hex editor. Why don't we just download this and we can change that string in a hex editor? That sounds like the easiest way to do it. I don't think we can put it back on disk, though. If we rewrite it, it's going to change the set UID binary. Is there a hex editor on this? Okay, XXD is on here. What was it? Networker? Okay. So can we... So this gives us a hex dump, but can we... The tricky part is doing this through a reverse shell. I'm not sure if I want to mess with the... I'm not sure if I want to mess with trying to hex edit on Newbie Tuesday. I'm thinking about it. I'm sure you could hex edit this file somehow if I was better at... I'm quite sure with Python that you could edit the hexadecimal in this file. Since it is writable. And we could simply change this ping command to binsh. Literally just change it to binsh. Pipe xxd into vim. I don't think you can do that. And there is no vim. Oh, hi, honey. Hi, sweetie. Here, come here. Oh, she goes in your tube. Come here, honey. Come on. Come on. Here's the real star of the stream. This is why you're all here. Okay? This is why you're all here. To see the bestest Babby. My wife wants the song? Okay. Hang on a second. She needs to play her neither. She needs... She hates this so much. Okay, quick long cat, and then you can go. Let go. Let go. Star. Come on. She's hanging on for dear life. Yes, I know. Your quick long cat. Long cat. Yeah, this is your fault. Be careful what you wish for. Okay, go ahead. All right. So the echo binary doesn't use the echo binary does not use the absolute path. So that would seem like a way, but it's not, because we've tried that before, and bash has a built-in echo command, so it's not going to work. How to edit binary files with Vim. Okay. Well, there is no Vim. Hang on, I'm looking. Okay. All right, I'm looking at this Stack Overflow post. We can try that. So we can try this. Let's see. Let's make sure the file like executes. It doesn't seem to do anything that's super interesting. Yeah, it's just printing some networking information and it pings. That is it. So instead, let's do... XXD networker VI. Pipe that into VI TAC. So I can just change this. It's not displaying correctly. Let's set my TTY. STTY rows 36 calls 118. Oh, I don't have to do it here. I have to do it over here. STTY rows 36 calls 118. Export term equals X term 256 color. Okay. All right, so now VI displays it the file correctly. Can I just save it now, and will it save properly? You do that on the left-hand side of the display. The hex numbers changes to the right-hand side are ignored on right. To save it, use XXD TAC R. Oh, this is cool. Okay, this is neat. Okay, so we can just change this. We could just change this bin ping. We need to change... Okay, so we need to take this. We'll go over here to CyberChef. So we need to make changes to the hex. I think we get rid of that. We get rid of this. And we can get rid of these spaces. Okay. And then from hex, there we go. So this is what we need to change right here. Let me just put this in Notepad so I keep track of what I'm changing. This is a little bit unorthodox. We don't usually do stuff like this. Let's do these 3 lines here. We're going to need to... modify this hex. Okay. From hex, this is what we're looking for. All right, which parts are the... I need to identify exactly which hex is... What's the hex character for slash? For the // ASCII chart. I need to identify exactly which hex I need to change. Oh, come on. Just show me the fucking chart. Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay. The forward slash is 2F. So that's that 2F, I'm assuming? Yeah, right there. So this 2F, so it's going to be bin 62, 69, and 6E, or BIN, I'm assuming. Yeah. But that stays the same. The 2F. And then this, instead of ping, these need to change to BASH. Bin bash tac p. Let's do 2 hex. Delimiter, none. There we go. So that's the command we want it to be. And now what is this space? Everything before that. So I know this is confusing. I'm sorry. Didn't expect to have to do this. You don't usually have this kind of a situation. This is a little unorthodox. 2F is the... What is the space? Space is 20. Uh, 20, 20. 20, and then a null byte to terminate the string. Okay, so this is the null byte that terminates the string. This is what needs to be changed. We just paste this in. I need to copy this out, and I need to make sure it's the same length. The string needs to be the same length. So we paste that in. That's what needs to be changed. This is the ping command. We can tell that's the end of the string because in C, strings are terminated by a null byte. This is a null byte, so that is what's terminating the string. And the string we want to put in is this, bin bash tac p, and we could just pad it with a whole bunch of spaces. So it's the same, and we could just put a whole bunch of 2 zeros because bin bash will execute if there's a bunch of spaces after it. Like that. This is a little bit delicate. So if we paste this in here and we go from hex, we see it's bin bash and there's going to be there's a whole bunch of spaces that you can't see after it. Okay, so that's what it needs to be. You could type text and transform it to hex. I could. I'm just trying to make sure it's the same length. (2F 62 69 6E). Yeah, 2F 62 69 6E is going to be the same, and then it's 2F 62. So this 70 is 62. Can I modify it? Oh, come on. Using vi. Okay, hang on a second. I need a back. Hang on a second. Let's just... We're making a new key here. I'm going to get an SSH shell because it'll be cleaner than this. Okay. So now we should be able to SSH tac I Jimmy RSA. Jimmy at... You didn't copy it all? You don't need this last part. Okay. What was the IP address? There we go. So now we're in as Jimmy with a proper SSH shell. Okay. So now we see we have colorization and stuff, which is a lot cleaner. Let's try this again. XXD networker vi-tac. Hopefully vi will work correctly now. Okay, so this is over here. 2F62696E is what we're looking for. That's right there. Two F62696E, and it's 2F70 needs to be changed to 2F62. Can I just replace? How do I replace in Vim? Because this is fucking it up. Okay, it's VI, and VI works like differently from Vim. I mean, yeah, I could do the search pattern, but it's not going to play correctly because of this XXD crap here. I just want to replace a character. I don't want to find and replace. I just want to fucking... Because Vim is different from Vi. It doesn't seem to ever work the way that I want it to. You need an actual text editor to do this? Like, I'm doing my best here, okay? Like, there is no text editor that I'm aware of on this machine. Fromaster, I'm doing my best. Do you want to get up here and try to use Vi with a hex editor? Oh, here we go. I mean, I fucked it up, but we were able to change that character. This is just painful. Two F62696E, 2F70. Let me just space these out so that I can see properly. I'm just spacing out the hex so that I can read it easier. So 2F70 needs to be 2F62. There's 6. I don't know why I can't move now. Do I hit escape? Okay. It's 2F6. And this needs to be 2. Okay. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but 2F62696E, 2F62, 6173, 1, 7, 3. This is very delicate. 6173. 6720 needs to become 6820. Okay. Okay, progress. 2D63 becomes 2D70. 7. 0. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, come on. Come on. I hate Vi. We're undoing. Come on, you dog shit. Come on. Okay. I don't know what just happened. It blew up. Like, I don't know. I just pressed the same buttons. God, this is a pain in the ass. Come on. 2F62696E. 2F70 needs to be 2F62. Two F62 6173. Okay. Next one is 6820. Okay. And we come down here. 2D70. Two D70. And then it's all spaces. Down to 7420. Yeah, the whole rest of this line is just spaces. So it's 20. Place 0. Place 2. Place 0. Place 2. Place 0. Place 2. Place 0. Sorry, this is so laborious. Replace 2. Two zero 20. Okay, so that's all spaces. Now, how do we save it? God, I hope this works. percent exclamation point xxd. Okay, I hope that worked. Strings networker. Did it work? Yeah. Bin bash tac p is in here. Sick. It's frozen. No! Why didn't it work? Oh, the set UID got removed. It's not set UID anymore. Damn it. It did work. It's just if I hit exit, I can exit out. Look. It did work. It's just the set UID got removed. Like, PwnKit is not going to work. It doesn't accept any input. There's no buffer overflow to be had here. This doesn't do anything. Like, we need an actual hex editor, I think, to do this. The problem is that we wrote to it, it worked. Like, to be clear, all that stuff we just did work. It fully worked. It executed a new bin sh, and you can see that because we hit exit here, and it played it did the rest of the input for us. I told you to make a back. How are we making a backup of this file, dude? Can we? I actually probably can copy it. Because we do have full permissions over it, despite the fact that it's owned by root. The problem is there's no graceful way to edit the...
Hey, listen.
What? Listen, if you're gonna hey listen me and you don't have anything to say, I'm just gonna disable the hey listen thing. The backup also would not have had SUID as well. Like... I guess we could try... I guess we gotta reset the box and try again. I'll stop it and restart it. How did you lose SUID? We overwrote the file. The method we were using to edit the file overwrote the old file, and it stopped the SUID bit out of there. Yeah, we didn't want to overwrite it. That's the thing. I didn't think that it was overwriting it, but I guess it is. All right, we're starting it back up again. Sorry, this is such a pain in the ass. I didn't expect this. That did work. It just, like, modifying the file did work. It worked as intended. It just didn't execute as root because it was no longer set UID. Let's do Stream Raiders while we're waiting for the box. Ink Vistorski, Sorcy, Koros, and Syrioxus, and SKRGP. Thank you for the follows. Cthulhu Fountain to all of you. Okay. Are you crypto? What do you mean by am I crypto? Pugiat Exalt. How do we join Stream Raiders? Just exclamation point battle. Exclamation point battle in chat. Just click on that link and sign in with your Twitch credentials and you can play for free. That's it. It's just a fun little thing we do to pass the time in here. Are you programming cryptocurrencies or do you have cryptocurrencies? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. We are certainly not programming cryptocurrencies. That's definitely. Yeah, we got a crypto guy, chat. Is crypto good or bad? I'm so lost. Can I show you my C++? I don't know what you mean by showing me your C++. Okay, so box is rebooting. Okay, so we should be able to SSH tech I key. Who was the first guy? Was it Martin? Oh, it's going to give me an error, isn't it? Or no, it looks like the same IP address. It should work. Yeah. Password doesn't matter. There we go. Now we have to escalate to Jimmy again. Check the cron tab. The thing is, I don't know how we do this without overwriting the file and stomping the set UID bit. I mean, it's writable to us, but we don't seem to... Like, maybe we can use sed? Maybe sed will work?
Listen!
Use CP TAC P to maintain the set UID bit? I'll try it. I mean, I'm not doing anything I haven't done already. I'm just... I mean, we could run linpeas, but I feel like this has to be the way. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. So it was copy tac p networker. That does not work. In no way does that actually work. I don't know if it's gonna... I could try it. I don't know if this will work. Like, I can't even navigate the file correctly. God. I can't even navigate the file correctly. It doesn't work. sbin if config. Let's do it that way. Let's do sed. Let me just Google sed to make sure I get the sed syntax correct. I'll use it on the back file first. Let me just make sure I get the... Yeah, that should be pretty easy. So we'll sed networker.back. Or no, it was sed, and then we'll put s... was sbin. If config. Come on. And we're going to replace that with /bin bash tac p, and there's going to be 2 spaces. Networker.back. Did that work? It did not work because it's still there. You have to modify it with XXD, Al, because it's strings or strings. Again, the binary data is the strings are strings. Like if we cat out this file, Like, there isn't anything different between a hexadecimal string and a regular string. Like, it's all binary data at the end of the day. Like, if we cat networker.back, it doesn't show up correctly because it's a binary file. But the point is, the string is in there. I guess sed doesn't work if on binary stuff. Oh, sed tech I. It'll just print it out otherwise. You're right. I was focused too much on the syntax. Edit files in place. Okay. Okay. Yeah, look. Now it's different. So let's do the same on networker. Bam! Fuck! It works! Look, it's working. It's just dropping me into a... Why am I not... Oh, it's Jimmy. God damn it. It changed it. This time it kept the set UID bit, but changed the ownership to Jimmy. Come on, dude. Like, why do we have all these tools that work weirdly like this? Is there a way to force it to keep the fucking old? Fuck me, dude. In place with said tech I uses a shadow copy. Well, I mean, I guess we got to reset the box again. Like, God, this is frustrating. We've tried it 2 different ways, and one stamped the SUID bit. Fuck! I almost want to look at a walkthrough and find out how the fuck people are doing this. Because it seems like every tool somehow has some little dumb fuck operation that prevents it from operating. Enumerate users? What the fuck use is that? What use is it to enumerate? I mean, I enumerated users. Neither privest with that SUID? Well, fuck me. Is it some... I mean, I know this can work. I know for a fact it can work. We've made it work twice. It's just through quirks of sed and vi, it's ruining the permissions or the ownership of the file. The resulting user on the file depends on what editor it does. It says nano overwrites in place, but I can't get nano to browse the file correctly. I don't know what box this is. This is Born2Root on Proving Grounds. We'll try it one more way, and then I'm going to look at a write-up and find how they fucking privest. Well, I don't want to do that. That goes against my ethos. This is very frustrating, though. I'm tired of resetting the box because fucking said uses some shitty fucking shadow copy instead of modifying in place. Fucking Christ. Hey, thank you for being here, Owen Codes. I appreciate it. Have a good night. You have to be the owner to keep the set UID bit. Oh, okay. Fine. Five walkthroughs checked, and sadly not one yet is using this method. Ugh. So what's the privesc method, then? I mean, I guess we could run linpeas. But at this point, I'm growing annoyed with this box. It's still spinning up, it looks like. Waiting for the box. It is still not up. I don't know what's taken so long. Alright, I'll do a fit deck really quickly while the box spins up. Push-ups.
A hunter must hunt.
Alrighty. Did you find the password for Hattie? No. Job avoider with the 9 months. Welcome back. And I hope you enjoy the baby we just had. It looks like the proving grounds may have died on us. Oh. Alas, chat. Your access has been closed. You're only allowed, on the free version of Proving Grounds, you're only allowed 3 hours. It appears we have expended our 3 hours. Alas and alack, I'm sorry, guys. We got so close on that last one. Are push-ups one of the most important things to learn early on? Yes. Unironically, yes. Get your ass out of the fucking chair and move around. It doesn't have to be push-ups, but you need to move. Like, this is a very sedentary field. I know a lot of people in this field who are out of shape. You sit at your computers all the time. It's real easy to just kind of sit there like a lump. Get up, move around, stay healthy, okay? My ethos is, if you move a lot every single day, there will never be a day until you die when you cannot move. I appreciate the doggedness. It would have worked, okay? You guys saw us do it twice. It worked. We were able to modify the file to use the correct... We were able to modify the file to execute bin bash. The problem simply was... It was overwriting the original file rather than editing it in place. Which either changes the file permissions or changes the ownership. So... It depends on what editor you're using to get it to work. Let's just look at a walkthrough really quickly to find out how the fuck this is supposed to be done. Because I don't like leaving boxes not done. Okay. Is this the right box? Yep, it looks like the right box. Yep. That looks familiar. There's the SSH key we found. Oh, he's looking at the Python code. Oh, there's some buffer overflow stuff going on in here. I guess you could read Hattie's directory, which I should have done. In fairness, I should have read Hattie's directory. It looks like you can read his SSH directory. Does he have a key? You can read his SSH directory. I should have done that. I got tunneled on that one binary because I was... The thing is, I was sure we could get that to work. We haven't privest that way ever. I've never had a privest that way before. That was new, and I was like, I know this can work. If I can modify the file in place, I can get it to work. And we just kept getting stopped by technicalities. The kernel drops set UID, set group ID bits from the file to ensure there's no malicious code was written to the file. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, ENCC. We learned then. So it was a rabbit hole from the beginning. It was a rabbit hole from the beginning. Fair enough. You need to brute force... What? Are you kidding me? So they became Jimmy. The network or binary is a lie. Yeah, we spotted that there wasn't any... the paths are all absolute paths, so we couldn't do any path exploitation. I'm sure there's a way to edit the binary to add our own custom shellcode to it. This is what we tried to do. This is what we tried to do. And according to ENCC, it never would have worked. I did not know that function of Linux, so I learned something there. Password fun with Cool and John. So they wanted you to brute force. That is disgusting. They wanted you to run Cool. So they got a word list from the website, and then they mutated it with John. And the password was Hattie123. Jesus. So you simply have root permissions if you become Hattie. Wow. Okay, well, that was much less interesting. But hopefully you guys learned more, even though we didn't get root on that last one, which is unusual. We didn't get root on that last one. We learned a little bit about Linux. We learned a little bit about Linux there. Thank you for that, ENCC. I hope you guys learned from that more than if I just brute forced one of the other fucking accounts, which is lame. All right, does anyone have any questions over any of the stuff we covered tonight? I'm sorry we didn't get root on that last box. We would have gotten root eventually. It's just that we ran out of time. You only get 3 hours per day, unfortunately, on the... you only get 3 hours per day on the Proving Grounds. Anybody have any questions about any of that before we move on? We're going to be rating, I think, J-Beers today. Modifying the binary was neat. It was a good idea. I've never tried to do that, which explains why I didn't know that Linux would do that. If you modify a file, it drops the set UID bit, which explains why we lost the set UID bit when we did it with Vim. I saw you put $1 after SSH at some point, like SSH dollar. I don't think I did that. I think you must have seen different. I don't remember typing that Tanic DK. Show star again? Oh, she's not anywhere near me now. She's hiding somewhere. I traumatized her before. So what had to be done? You had to brute force another user on the box. Like, literally, you just had to brute force his account, which was lame. I'm glad we attempted the stuff that we did. I think we learned more that way. All right, we're going to be rating J-Beers. What's CTF? That was Proving Grounds, Born2Root. That was Born2Root Proving Grounds. We also do Try Hack Me and Hack the Box a lot on this channel. All right, thank you guys so much for being here, as always. I'm always available on Discord for questions, comments, concerns, and bribes. Yeah. I'm going to go eat and probably go to the gym. So, yeah. I'll see you guys on Thursday for Cthulhu Thursday. Go to bed tonight knowing a little bit more than you did yesterday. I'll see you guys again when the stars are right. Have a good night, day, or whatever time it is wherever you are. Stay safe. Get vaccinated.